Alright, welcome guys. So in the intro you saw the finished product. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my Regmariner, which is a mid-range replica, and I'm going to install a ETA 2824 clone. So I'm replacing the low beat DG movement with a 28,800 BPH or 8 ticks a second 2824 clone. I'm using the Seagull ST2130 here. As you can see, I've got a new dial from Raffles. I've gone ahead and removed the 2 feet I don't need, and I'm attaching the dial with the movement holder in the middle to the movement, with the dial holder, I apologize. Now, the thing about these 2824 clones, they don't have the screws on the side to hold the dial into place like the DG movements do. It's all pressure fit. So I went ahead before this and I changed the time to where I heard the date wheel click over, so that way I knew exactly when it was midnight. And I'm going to go ahead and put the hour hand on first. You have to really get it seated perfectly. The hour and minute hands tend to be a lot easier than the seconds hand, but you also have to make sure that there's nothing in the way and it's evenly seated, not lopsided. The other thing I want to bring up is that, this is partially my bad, but I didn't get any good video of me seating the minute hand, and the second hand is kind of chopped off, as you can see here. That's partially my fault, so I'll be more aware of that in future videos, so that way you guys get a clear view of putting the hands on there. The seconds hand on this one was able to be installed relatively easily in comparison to some of the DG movements, where it's a pain to get that second hand on. Next, I want to go ahead and fit the crown to the stem and just do a little dry fit, so that way I can see how much of the stem needs to be cut. And I will give you a warning here. You do want to measure twice, cut less than you need, and then fit it, measure again, and cut a little bit more. It's better to cut less than it is to cut more, because if you cut more, you're SOL, and the watch is not going to function properly. So the first fit, I ended up needing to cut again. So I'm going to end up just kind of skipping through that part through the trickery of video editing. So let's test it out. Looks good. Okay, so I skipped it, and this time I cut it perfectly on the second cut, and it fits perfectly. So the thing about this is, when you're inserting the stem, you have to make sure that on these movements it's pulled out to the time setting position, and when you put it in, you have to be careful. Sometimes you might need a little tool to help you push the stem in properly, especially on these sub cases. So hacking is working, time change is working, I can wind. Next, I want to go ahead and grease the rear gasket, so that way I get a good seal. And unfortunately my glove tore, so I was trying to be as careful as possible not to get my fingers on there. Your fingers tend to have grease on them, so you want to be careful about that. And once it's seated well, get rid of any dust. Go ahead and use your fingers to just put the case back on, and then you use the rubber ball to tighten it. I ended up tightening it considerably more off camera, but here you can see the finished product. What you saw in the wrist roll and the actual 30-second clip that I had at the beginning. So looks pretty clean, looks great. Crown is a little bit off, but that's fine. I've played around with that. And here's some finished pictures of the actual watch. So I went ahead and did a little bezel mod for the insert and try to get more platinum on there. Unfortunately, I did not get any videos of that, so next time I do a mod like that, I'll make sure to take some videos for you guys. I've also got a couple other mods in the works. I took a China time level Seamaster, the No Time to Die, and put a sterile dial on there. Changed the date wheel on the DG movement, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully sometime in the future I'll have it. If you like the video, if you appreciate these mod videos, go ahead and subscribe on YouTube and follow me on Reddit. My Reddit username is watch_nerd N3RD. And until next time, thanks, guys.